Catherine Trotter. I also founded an organization back in 2002 called House of New Beginnings. It's based in Baltimore, working with youth. In addition to that, as years grew, we developed something called NB Youth Academy, which is a career development and coaching program. As the years progressed, in 2013, we developed another caveat to our organization called the Speak Life Tour, which is a performing visual arts tour. One of the things I've adopted over the years as I work and I operate my organization, I always like to give the youth and young adults the opportunity. If I'm growing, I'm building, let's have everyone in the circle together that we build with. That's just my philosophy. A little bit about my consulting business. That started in 2007. Why did it start in 2007? Years into me developing my own organization, there were a lot of other leaders that were asking me about strategic planning. That is my, if you will, my niche, developing strategic planning. And I did bring one of the copies of the book for you that you can have for your team. Strategic planning is one of my sweet spots because I think a lot of times when people develop or build any organization or model, a lot of times it can crumble and fall if you don't have a plan. And even today's topic is specifically dealing with leader and you, but I will kind of flavor it a little bit with a little bit of strategic planning because I myself am also a mentor. That's how I started when I was 22 years old in Baltimore, mentoring young people in the community. It has always been my passion. So what I did was I turned my passion and I turned it into also a consulting business where now I go out, I coach, I teach, and I train individuals how to continue to do what they do. I'm not here to teach you how to do what you do because you already do it. I'm just here to help awaken anything that might have died out. I'm here to inspire, I'm here to motivate, I'm here to encourage, and drop any golden nuggets that might be helpful for you as you continue on your journey of mentoring. So once again, I thank all of you for coming this afternoon. We're getting ready to kick this off, but we need to form a circle first. Can everybody form a circle? A lot of times, we can go through life, we can be in the motion of doing, but a lot of times we don't tap into those innate abilities that we have to be the best you, to be the best leader. Green to me means life, vitality, right? So today we're talking about leader in you. One of the things that's so important that I read out of a book, John C. Maxwell, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, one of the laws talk about is the law of influence. We know as we're mentoring, we have to have influence. We have to release something to our young person and they have to be able to receive it. But a lot of times in our everyday life, we're working. We the moms, we're dads, we're taking care of our elderly parents. I know I'm wearing a couple of hats. One of the things that's important as leaders, we have to train our mind to shift at any moment in time. I'm really big on words. I really believe words have power. And so when you release your words, and I'm saying this for a reason, even when you're mentoring, whatever words you say to a young person, it has an impact and it will permeate throughout their whole being based on what you say to them. This week I had an interaction as a young man I'm mentoring. He's 16 years old. He's in juvie right now in DC, and I was talking to his attorney because he got a court case coming up. And I'm giving her an update. I've been seeing him twice a week. He's on the right path. He's doing good. You know what the attorney says to me? Don't hold your breath. He's going to mess up by the time court come around. So you have people like that, unfortunately, in the system that speak in death. I said, well, I choose not to speak that over him. In her mind, a position of power. She's the attorney. She's already destined in her mind where he's going to be. So us as mentors, we have to counter that. So when I'm coming to see him, he's burdened. He's dealing with all the things he's dealing with. But you have all the things you just dealt with throughout the course of the week. So at that point in time, what I like to do when I start off a session, I like to start it off with affirmations. What that happens for me, I'm releasing anything that needs to be released before we even start the session, and they release whatever they need to release. A lot of the things that I'm going to be doing in this session are things and tools that you can use with your youth. Quick little overview. The first segment is talking about determining your strengths, peeling back the layers and discovering your innate abilities as a leader. Discovering your strengths. Number 2 subject is talking about the power of your influence. The power of your influence. Today we're going to be interacting using coping and calming skills, anger management skills, communication skills, listening skills, redirection skills, life skills, and social skills. All of these skills, by 5:30, we would have interacted in one of these areas. These are tools that you will be able to use with your mentee when you're working with them one-on-one. Sometimes in mentoring, we get too chummy. We become best friends. There has to be a window. There has to be a gateway that they will still respect us and who we are. but still can connect with us. Because sometimes if we cross the lines or blur the lines, the respect level will be diminished. Because you can relate to it, sometimes those lines get blurred. But what I had to learn over the years of mentoring is that you have to be able to keep that window, that gap, okay? One of the things that I think is important, and this one is a quote that I have adopted from my personal life. It says, leadership is not about titles, positions, or flowcharts. It is about one life influencing another. And I want to pause right there. Because see, a lot of times when we're mentoring and we're working with young people, we can't, I'm the mentor, this is my history, this is my title, these are my degrees. They don't care about any of that. None of that. That goes out the window. And so what's important to them, can you hear them? Can you see them? Can you connect with them? That's what's important. A lot of times at the agency I'm with, some of the individuals say, I can't connect to this young person. I don't know what's the problem. Sometimes we have to take down the mask and take off the mask and be a real person with them. And one of the things that I found over the years is that if we lead by position, and I'm saying this for a reason, because a lot of times you'll find your young person backing away from you and backing away to the point the communication line is almost non-existent. But also what I think is important when you're mentoring, you're not just mentoring, and it's not just that young person. It is a wraparound approach. It's that family. Who's the mom? Who's the dad? Who's the uncle? Because sometimes they may not be living with the mother or the father. It could be the grandparent. Actually, the young man that I'm talking about right now, he's not with his biological mother. He's with a stepmother, but she has no legal rights. And so it's a lot of things going on with that situation right now as far as him needing a certain kind of health care. And so what I'm saying is, as a mentor, we can't just come and we say we're going to be with them, however long we're going to be with them, and that's it. We have to get intimate about their situation. Who are they living with? And I know some comfort levels may be different than others, but I always like to go visit the young person where they live because I need to know what they're living in. One of my two little girls that I'm mentoring, and I'm going into their home, and I smell urine all throughout the house. Every time I go, that's all I smell. But one of the things is I go because I want to be connected. That's their real life. That's what they're dealing with. That's what they're living in. And so we have to get to a place that we are so connected to what they're doing. At the same time, we still have that window and that gap so that they can still respect us for who we are. And I'm saying it for a reason because there's one individual that said, I'm just not going to nobody's place. All I'm going to do is my time. And I think it's for resume purpose. They want to put it on a resume. They're not working right now, so they want to have it to be a resume filler. One of the things that I think is important, they can detect that too. Why are you doing what you do? What is your motivating factor, right? Because a lot of times when we've been doing something for so long, it's like, this is what I do. And we can get disconnected from why we do what we do. And so one of the things we're going to talk about today is, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Whether it's day 1 to day 300, whatever the day is, why do you still do what you do? Is your passion the same at 1,000 the first day to today? Is it still on that same passion level? Or has it dwindled a little bit because we got jaded in emotion? One of the things I committed to myself, the day that I lose my passion is the day that I need to stop working with youth. Because when you lose the passion, you lose the vigor, and you're no longer effective to who you're serving. One of the other things, it says leaders should influence others in such a way that it builds people up, encourages, and edifies them so that they can duplicate this attitude in others. And this is how I'm going to close out today. When any organization and as any leader, it's about who is duplicating after what you do. Not saying they're identical to who you are, but is the duplication process continuing? In other words, after a session is done, can that young person take that moment of inspiration out into their home, into their block, and inspire someone else? When we talk about mentoring, when we talk about leadership, when we talk about the leader in you, the leader in you is only effective as much as you are inspiring another person to be their best self. And a lot of times we have to take our title hat off many times and just be the person. And when somebody connects to the person, you don't have to beg nobody to do nothing. You don't got to push nobody to do nothing. They will just do because they connect to the person that's inside of you, the leader that's in you. Thank you all for your time and attention this afternoon. Thank you.